We're getting into the bluefin season, and as we get into the bluefin season, I want to show you guys a very helpful tip that I've learned throughout the years, and it is building or just making your own bite leaders for knife jigs. Already, the fish have been biting the knife jigs really well, and I'm sure as the season continues, that night bite is only going to get better. Most of the time, the bigger fish are caught at night, which is why you see these guys using such giant gear. So let's talk about that a little bit. Why to use such big gear, how to get you guys rigged up, and what to do. So when you're using jigs kind of like this is an example I've got. 200, 300 gram jig, you're pretty much dropping straight up and down, and you could be fishing for anything from a little 20-pound schoolie all the way up to the 300-pound trophy that you've been looking for like your whole life. So because of that, you want to be geared up for success, and you basically want to be geared up for the biggest fish possible. So what we do is that you're typically using braid, 80-pound, 100-pound braid, maybe a little bit of a shocker leader or something. But for the first, say, 18 inches or so from your lure up, you want some sort of bite leader, because I've seen this a lot of the times. These tuna are just inhaling these jigs, and this may be way down in their gullet. You don't want that braid or that smaller sized mono to be rubbing against their teeth. So what we're using today, Seaguar green label, super abrasion resistant stuff. What I want is no more than about this, because this is where you're gonna have a big swivel on this, so you will not be able to wind this through your guides. Don't make this too long to where your fish is that deep color and you can't wind anymore because you're like at your bite leader. So no more than like maybe 2.5 feet. Let's cut this off here. First part we're gonna do is just look at all of our materials. So I've got my fluoro, obviously. I've got my crimps. These are both from Bill Fisher. And you want to match up the size of your crimp to your leader. So this is a 130-pound leader. I'm using a size 1.6 crimp. I've also got the same size of sleeve. This is going to protect that little bit of mono that loops around your lure. And they come in these longer sections like this. All you got to do is bend it in half, cut it in the middle. You're going to bend it in half again, cut it again. You get 4 pieces out of every single little strand here. So we've got our 2 little sleeves all cut up. We've got our 2 little crimps. Let's get it going. I like to start on the swivel side, just personal preference. What we're gonna do first, we're gonna put on that crimp and we're gonna slide it on to the line, and then we're gonna slide on our sleeve. Get that sleeve right in there. We're gonna pass our first part of the swivel, and we're gonna double back around, and we're gonna go through the other section of our crimp. Just like this. So we cinch this down nice and even. You wanna make sure you have a little bit of tag end going through the second loop there. Now, take your crimpers here, and you can see on your crimpers, most of them are gonna have a numbering system. It correlates to the number of your sleeve or your crimp, and basically that's the slot you wanna fit that inside of. So I'm going to put that inside of the 1.5 to 2, squeeze it down. I like to do 2 crimps, one on the top, one on the bottom. With mono, you don't have to press it down super crazy tight. All you got to do is just have it snug, pull it tight. Don't over crimp these mono crimps. Just like this side, it's all good to go. We're gonna go to the other side here, same exact procedure. We take our crimp, sleeve goes next, and now you can do a split ring on this side if you want to have just one bite leader to change throughout. If you have a favorite jig and you just want a bite leader specifically for that jig, I recommend not going through any split ring here. Go through the actual wire ring of the lure. This is going to reduce twists. It's going to be the strongest way of connecting this little bite leader to your jig itself. So again, a little bit of tagging on that other side, but not too much. You want to find the right crimper in there, squeeze it down, just like once, twice, and boom, we're ready for big fish. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. Thank you for sticking around if you're still with us. And yeah, like, subscribe. Let us know what else you want to see. Thank you so much. See you on the next one.